Welcome back everyone, I'm K Plays Games and this is EVE Online. You see before you one of our brand new one-day-old characters who has just completed the Sisters of Eve epic arc. We ran the arc for quite a few reasons. One, I wanted to see if it was possible. Turns out it is possible to run it on your very first day of life. We did explode once, but we rebought this lovely Thrasher destroyer and completed it anyway. The second reason was because it's fun. The third reason was so we could get enough standings to open up level 2 agents, and we're on 1.38, and when we mouse over this icon it tells us we have level 2 agents available for every agent that belongs to the Minmatar Republic faction. And I wanted to scrape together enough money to purchase a cruiser to run these level 2 missions in. The repurchasing of our ship may be a bit of an issue. We're on 16 million, might not quite be enough for a cruiser, but we'll fix that today. The one thing we were missing was enough skills to fly a cruiser, and that's what we're going to be sorting out today. Hopefully by the end of today we'll be running level 2 missions at the end of day 2 of this character's life. If we go to opportunities, here are today's 5 daily goals. We complete 3 jumps, manufacture an item, scan 5 signatures, earn 50 loyalty points, and capture a contested faction war complex. We're not in faction warfare, so we're not going to be doing that, but we'll probably do all 4 of the others. Not that we need to do all 4, we only need to do 2 of them, and we will get 10,000 skill points. But we need money, so we're going to do all 4 of them and get the 500,000 for each one. We're going to be doing all these tasks anyway as part of what I've got planned. So that will give us 10,000 skill points. Now, one issue we're going to have, if we go to the rewards tab, we see we have all these rewards lined up, including more skill points. And on our skill sheet, we've got 10,000 unallocated skill points. Well, what's happened there? Well, what's happened there is because this is only a simulation of this player's first day in EVE Online. Filming these videos takes some time, and it's taken me a couple of days to do this. And whilst I was preparing and doing the math and running around and working out what we were going to do, I've inadvertently done some daily goals over the last couple of days, and these will automatically claim after a certain number of days, and that is why we have this extra 10,000 skill points. I'm not going to use these 10,000 skill points because you wouldn't have them if this was actually doing this for real, and this was really my second day in EVE Online. So when we claim rewards, we're going to get all this stuff as well, and that will give us 20,000 skill points. So we'll just have to remember, whatever we do, we have to leave 20,000 skill points unallocated, because we shouldn't have them. Right, so how many skill points do we need to get a cruiser? I have this little note here. This is a Rupture cruiser. That's the one I'm going to go for. There's 3 combat-oriented cruisers you can go for as Minmatar. There's the Bellicose, which is missiles, which we're not going to be doing because we don't have very many missile skills. The Destroyer, the Thrasher we were given by the agent, is a gunship, and we invested quite a lot of skill points into gunnery skills, so it makes sense to use a ship which uses gunnery skills. And the Rupture does its damage and tracking speed. Skills wise, we need Minmatar Destroyer at 3, which we already have, and then Minmatar Cruiser 1, so we need to do Minmatar Cruiser 1. Could do that with our 10,000 daily goals. That'll only take 1,250 skill points to open up the cruiser. We're also going to need skills for everything else I've put on the fit, such as these medium size prototype siege cannons, because cruisers are medium ships and not small like the one we have. So we're going to have to skill up for these guns, click on requirements, but that only needs medium projectile turret level 1, and that's not going to take very long. And we need skills for the Hornets, which are drones, and these need light drone operation 1. So these are skills that we're going to have to buy and train. If we look in the Air Career program, mouse over this tracker at the bottom, you earn career points by completing tasks in the 4 careers, and when you reach certain thresholds of these career points, you're automatically given a great big whack of skill points. Now we got to 750 in the first day, and that gave us 50,000 skill points, which then allowed us to build a fit that was good enough to do the Sisters of Eve epic arc. We are on 1,345 career points. We only need to get to 1,500 to get another 75,000 skill points, and that will be not just enough to build a cruiser, it will give us enough skill points to make the cruiser actually pretty good. Now, here are all the things which I have identified that we can do. In fact, one thing we can do straight away, in the Soldier of Fortune, click the social, add a new contact, we'll get 10 career points. Join a fleet, we will get 25 career points. We can literally do these right now. To add a contact, you just find a random person. We'll just right click on this person, add contact, and then you can go to the Neocom, social, open your contacts page, click on contacts. This will be the only person here. Right click and remove from contacts. Done. Easy. And to join the fleet, you go to the agency, fleet up section. Here are all the public fleets which are listed. The resource harvesting ones are usually open, public access. So usually when you join these fleets, it will automatically join you. We don't even have to do anything. You can left click on it and click request to join, or you can right click and request to join. So we'll just join one of these. There we go, instant access. Find our own name in the fleet list, right click, fleet, leave fleet, confirm. Right, we've just earned a load of career points in about 2 seconds. Here we go, we're now on 1380. Lovely, and we've got some prizes as well. What's this reward? Ooh, money. Right, well that was easy. I don't think the rest of today is going to be quite as easy, but that was nice and easy. In the industrialist, we have research. Purchase 1 blueprint, 10 career points. Copy it once, get 10 career points. Research it 1 stage of material efficiency, 25 career points. And research it 1 step of time efficiency, 25 career points. That's a lot of career points. So let's find a blueprint to purchase. One I really like to purchase all the time is a Nova Rocket. So we'll go to blueprints and reactions, Nova Rocket blueprint. See, it costs 50,000 ISK, it's nothing. And it is sold by NPCs. You know that because the expiry date of the market order is above 90 days. 90 days is the maximum time that a player can put anything on the market for. So anything over 90 days is NPC. And we'll just find the closest one. Pator, that'll do nicely, we'll buy that. Right, that's that bot. So let's go and pick that up. Here we are, ready to pick up our blueprint.
Docking request accepted.
Why did I buy this particular blueprint? Well, because as we know in the daily goals, one of them is manufacture an item. And this one is very cheap to manufacture. It only needs 24 titanium and 19 pyrite, and that is in its pure unresearched state. It's also very quick to do research, 1 minute 45, 1 minute 45, and 4 minutes respectively. So let's find where we're going to do this. We'll just drag and drop it into our ship. When we go to industry and facilities, what we need to find is a station which does all the research. Now, looks like there's 2 here. But is this station we're in right now? No, it's a different station in the same system, but that's good, we like that. So we'll right click, we'll set destination to that station. We know it's NPC because the facility type is station. This facility type right arrow does all the things, but it's owned by players, so your access to the station can be cut off at any time. Even though they have bonuses, so they'll be slightly faster and slightly cheaper than NPC stations. I usually do this stuff in NPC because you do not want your blueprint originals, which can be very expensive and cost a lot of time and money to research fully. You don't want to put those at risk of having your access denied. Or worse,
warp drive.
You don't want that player station to be attacked and destroyed and all your stuff to drop as loot for someone else to pick up. Right, get the blueprint and drag it into the item hanger. You can right click the blueprint and select use, or you can double click the blueprint, or you can open the industry tab and drag the blueprint into the center, or you can open the industry tab, click the blueprints tab, find your blueprint and left click on it. They all do exactly the same thing. They all populate the blueprint in the middle of the UI, ready for use. But there's 4 different ways you can do it, because this is EVE Online and there's 20 plus years of weirdness and different mechanics. Right, we are here to make 1 copy and do 1 unit of material research and time efficiency research. It's going to take 1 minute 45 and cost 1 ISK, so we'll just start that job, thank you very much. And whilst that's going in the background, we're going to talk about what else we're going to be doing today in the Air Career Programme. Manufacturing. Manufacture 1 frigate, 15 career points. Manufacture a destroyer, 25 career points. Now we're going to be gaining, I believe we have a frigate blueprint copy from one of the agents, and we're going to be gaining a destroyer one from something else. And luckily, frigates and destroyers only need basic materials which you can find in high security space, so we can either buy the materials or find them ourselves. Resource harvesting. This is something I'm very interested in. This is a lot of career points. Mine 49,000 units of Velspar. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's 4,900 cubic meters of space, and a Venture mining frigate or bay holds 5,000. So it's just fill up a Venture once with Velspar, 25 career points. And then again, mine 30,000 units of Scordite. Why is this 30,000? It's because Scordite is slightly larger than Velspar. So 30,000 units of Scordite is 4,900 cubic meters of space. So fill up the Venture again with a different ore, 25 career points. Mine 14,000 units of plagioclase, 25. Mine 16,000 units of pyroxeres, 25. Pyroxeres might be a little bit difficult to find because that only spawns in Amar and Caldari space. If we go to the agency, resource harvesting, asteroid belts, any distance, high sec. Okay, we see that in this system there are 4 asteroid belts which provide Scordite and Velspar. Ister, the next one across, has plagioclase, Scordite and Velspar, but there's no pyroxeres anywhere to be found. So if we change the ore type, we can go looking for pyroxeres, and it looks like the closest pyroxeres, there's only 6 jumps away in Jark, just over the border. Okay, so we can do that. Now, the final ore it wants us to mine is kernite, and we have mined 161 units of that. That was in mission 9 of the Industrialist Producer career. This actually has a lot of kernite in it, that mission. You can fill up a Venture like 1.5 times. I did not take the time to do that because I just wanted to rush through the career agents to get onto the Sisters of Eve epic arc on day 1. Arguably, I should have hung around and did that, but I didn't, and that's on me. So that's 50 career points. I passed up the opportunity. Now, before the November 2025 patch, you couldn't really get kernite in high security space, but that has been changed. It has been brought back in the form of ore anomalies, not asteroid belts. So if we go to resource harvesting and ore anomalies, you'll see there are some belts and systems. These are found on your probe scanner, but you don't need probes to find them. They'll just instantly populate. This one's only Velspar because it's a Republic-managed asteroid belt, and that means it's just Velspar that rookies can find, so they've almost got something to mine. Haduago, I believe, is also a rookie system, so that will just be Velspar. Heck might be pretty good. It says unknown, because you have to be 1 jump away before you can see what it is, and this will probably be Umber or Kernite. Now, Hror is 0.5 systems, and 0.5 systems work a little bit differently. If this system has an adjacent solar system which is 0.4, which this one does, this could be an Empire Rare Border asteroid belt, which will have all kinds of weird things like Mordunium and Yttrium and Hemorphite and Jaspit and all the low-sec ores. But we're not looking for that, we're looking for Kernite. So I probably wouldn't have a look in 0.5 systems. Abudan, 0.7, that will probably be Umber or Kernite. So we can go looking for those, or if we really feel we need to, I will find a different set of career agents and speedrun the 9 missions of the Industrialist Producer, because this is a lot of career points. There's 50 there, and if we go back to activities and refining, reprocess 49,000 units of Velspar, reprocess 30,000 units of Scordite. So you mine enough ore to fill up a Venture 5 times with 5 different ores, and then you refine it, and you get a ton of career points. All told, that's 225 career points. That's a staggeringly huge amount. And when you refine them, you get to keep the minerals. That will give us enough minerals to manufacture the frigate and the destroyer. And in the Enforcer section, combat. Destroy 250 enemy ships. We're on 236. We only need to kill 14 more things. And that will give us another 40 career points. So that's fantastic. Bounties. Earn 5 million in bounties. We're on 1.4. I'm not sure we'll get to 5 million today. Loyalty points. We can definitely do that. We'll do a level 2 mission probably at some time. Earn 50 loyalty points. We'll probably get like between 100 and 250 for a level 2 mission. So that will give us even more career points. Now, why am I getting way more career points than we need? Because we only need 155 to hit the 1500 goal. Well, if we look at Enforcer, it says 595 out of 750. When you get 750 points in any one career, you get another 100,000 skill points. I know, it's huge. So if we can do some more combat and bounties and maybe some combat sites and some loyalty points, we're actually pretty close to finishing the Enforcer career. There are, in each career, 1,000 points in total available. So you only need to get 750 out of the 1,000. And Industrialist, if we do the resource harvesting and refining, that will be another 225 points. And the manufacturing ones, and the research, and salvage. If we do a couple of missions later on, we'll salvage the wrecks that are in there, salvage 10 wrecks, get 10 career points, salvage 25, get 25 career points. So that's pretty easy as well. Well, looks like our job is done, so we'll deliver that. And then we'll reload the blueprint. And we'll do time efficiency now. Start as another 1 minute 45. And one other thing we can do in the Explorer career is the scanning. We've scanned one cosmic signature to 100%, and apparently we've scanned 5 out of 10 to 100%. Now, the only ones we've scanned were the rookie training sites in the rookie system. Now, I don't believe that the rookie sites should count towards this goal, but they do, so I'm not going to turn it down. We know how easy they are to scan, so we're going to be doing that. We'll go back home, and we'll bring out our little scanning ship and we'll scan all these, and we might even get to 25, because each time we go home during today, I'll just take the scanning ship back out and rescan, because these rookie training sites respawn constantly, so it's not difficult to get to 50 cosmic signatures. In fact, there are, as I said, 3 sets of career agents, and they're all pretty close together in each empire, so I can just find out where they are and go to them and just scan all the sites in all 3 of these systems, and it will easily get us to 50 pretty quickly. And on top of doing the Enforcer and Industrialist to 750, it would be nice to get to the 2,250 total, which will give us another 100,000 skill points. So there's 300,000 skill points, which are in relatively easy reach for us on day 2 of life, which would be quite good fun. Well, we're 7 seconds away from the blueprint being ready again. So we can scroll down, buy the blueprint. We did that. So let's turn that blue. Oh, job's ready, so we'll deliver it. Now we need to copy the blueprint, so we'll find it in blueprints. Left click. Click the copying button. Now this is populated with 1 job run, making 600 runs. It's going to take 1 day, 8 hours. No. I want 1 job of 1 run, which will take 3 minutes, 12 seconds and cost 1 ISK. So click start. There we go. We have done 1 step of material efficiency research, colour that in. We've done 2% time research, I'll colour that in. In 3 minutes time we'll have completed the copy. We added a contact, we joined a fleet. We've been going for about 10 minutes and we've already done all this career points, which is fantastic. Where are we career points wise? Ooh, getting closer, getting closer. We are on 1,440 now. We've got all these rewards to claim. There's a couple of bundles. This one's got a booster, that's got a teleport, and that's got a booster. Right, we'll claim all these in this station. Hey, we've got some more money, and these boosters we'll take with us. So I'll just hang out here until this job is done in 2 minutes, and then the next time you see me, we'll be back home and preparing to go mining, because that's what's going to take most of my day. Right, blueprint is finished. We have the original blueprint here and the copy we made right here, and the copy inherits the stats of the parent. So we have 1 copy which can make 1 run of Nova rockets. It has 1% less materials needed, and it is constructed 2% faster. And when we use this blueprint and it runs out of runs, it will despawn. But then I would feel much happier about taking a copy to a player station. If it gets destroyed or access blocked, who cares? We've got the original, we can make more copies. So that goes there, that goes here. All these boosters and stuff come with me. Right, let's do some scanning in this system. So we'll double click our probe, which is our scanning ship. We'll fit our probe launcher to the ship, open the fitting window, drag the probes in, undock, quickly scan everything in this system, get some more career points. Stop the ship straight away, open the probe scanner, open the map, spit them out in pinpoint formation, change the range to ATU, click analyze. Yeah, looks like we've got 8 or 9, so we should be able to get up to easily the scan 10. We were on 5 out of 10. There you go, that's some of them there. As I said, I do not believe that these things should count towards that goal, but they do, so I'm not going to refuse it. Why is this one being so tricky? Usually you can get these things on the first pass at 8 AU range. The less range you have in your probes, the higher strength they are. But these training sites are usually so easy you can get them straight away. Oh, looks like we've done the 2 daily goals for today, which were complete 3 Stargate jumps, 2 jumps to Pator, 2 jumps back, and scan 5 signatures to 100%. Yep, there we are. We'll claim all, and remember this is going to claim 30,000 because it's going to claim all these rewards which are waiting for us as well. And that cannot be helped. Right, claim all. There's more scan sites that we've done. There's this one here. And now when we look in our skill sheet, we're going to have 30,000 unallocated. Remember, 20,000 of these are illicit. We're not allowed to use them. Because I accidentally did those when I was planning this video. And there we go, another training site. Recall the probes. Right click the site to ignore it, so we don't scan it again, and dock back in the station.
Permission requested. Docking request accepted.
That didn't take very long, did it? And we have more things to claim because we scanned 10 signatures and made a copy, so we'll just claim that. There's another bundle. Hey, we're up to 19 million ISK. Nice. Right. I think it's now time to start the mining grind. So let's get one of our 2 ventures confirmed. And we'll open the fitting screen. We have some EPS Gaussian scoped mining lasers. These are great. If we have a look at Miner 1 has a mining yield of 10 cubic meters per 15 seconds. And if we look at the variations and then click show info on the Gaussian scoped, these have 13 mining amount per 15 seconds. So these are 30% better than Miner 1. So yes please, we'll take some of those. And we have a mining laser upgrade we get from the introductory tutorial, and we'll have a 1 meganewton afterburner 1. 2 other things I want to get on this ship is a medium shield extender for defense, because NPCs will spawn in asteroid belts in 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, and then below in low sec. And we're going to be in 0.7 and maybe 0.6 looking and 0.8, so we're going to need some kind of defense. So if we go to the market and look for extender, what I want is a medium shield extender 1, 30,000 ISK, thank you very much. We did have a small shield extender in cargo, but that's just not good enough, so we'll put a medium on. And then we can ignore 4 hit points a second. I mean, it's not huge, but it does at least give the enemy 1,000 hit points to chew on, as I realise. Something else we're going to want is a chipset. So we'll go back to market and type in chipset. I want a mining survey chipset 1. Looks like there's one here for 24,000. Is there a compact one? No, and it would be too expensive even if it was, so buy one of these. Yes, I know it's more expensive, but I'm buying it anyway. And that'll go in our final mid-power slot. Now, chipsets increase the chance of you getting a mining critical hit by 12%, and you increase the yield from your critical hits by 12%. If we look at the weapon when it's the mining laser when it's fitted, everything in green is things that have been modified upwards. So the base chance to get a critical was 1%, now it's 1.12. Not huge, but it will help, because if it happens, we will get a bonus yield of 224%. The mining amount is leapt up to 32.96 because we fitted it to a venture, and we fitted a mining laser upgrade, and we've got skill in the mining skill. And again, we've got another one which says ship venture. That should really say skill mining frigate. So we're getting 32.96 cubic meters every 15 seconds, and then 1.12% of the time, that will be multiplied by 2.24. So that'll speed up our mining a little bit, which will save me maybe 5 minutes over the course of today. But you know what? I'm not going to say no to bonus ore, and there's nothing better I could think to put in there. Now, I did say that we may come under attack from NPCs, and 4 hit points a second isn't really good enough to fend them off. It just gives me enough time to realise I'm under attack and do something about it. And what I'm going to do about it is fit some drones in the drone bay. Do not believe we have the skills to use drones yet, but that's okay. We've literally just got 10,000 skill points from the daily goals. The drones I want to fit on this are Hornet 1. Now, ideally we'd be using warriors, because where we're going to be mining it's mostly going to be in Minmatar space, and the enemies are Angel Cartel, they're weakest to explosive, and warriors do explosive. But Angel Cartel are secondary weakest to kinetic, Hornets do kinetic, and I like Hornets because they've got more shield than any other drone. So we'll have a look if there are any Hornet ones. Yes! Okay, there's a couple of them here. We'll just buy 2 of these. Nice and cheap. Here they are. Open the drone bay, drag them in. Now we cannot use them because we do not have Light Drone Operation 1 yet, so let's purchase some skill books. The skill books we're going to need to buy today are Medium Projectile Turret, so right click, view market details. 125,000 sold by an NPC in this station. Yep. Minmatar Cruiser cost $1 million, sold by an NPC in this station. I'll buy that. Light Drone Operation 75,000. I'll buy that. Thank you very much. And I think that's all the ones I had to purchase. So here's the books. Select them all. Right click, inject. Inject despawns the book and moves it to your character sheet at level 0. So now we go to drones. Select My Skills, Link Drone Operation 1, right click, apply skill points. Hey, there we go. Completed. And we only have drones level 1, so we're going to need to move that up to drones level 2, because you're allowed to use 1 drone per skill level in that skill. It would be nice to use both of the drones which are in this ship. There we go.
Skill training completed.
And I believe on my little list I was planning to take Light Drone Operation to level 2. This adds, what, 5% damage to the drones? Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
Skill
there we go.
Training completed.
Now we can actually use our drones, so that's pretty much this ship fit complete. I'm not going to bother putting rigs on this thing. I don't care about the other high slot. There's nothing I can think of which is worth putting in there. Maybe a salvager? So we can salvage any enemies we kill. Yeah, there's one here for 78,000. I'll just buy that. There we go. Right, we can now salvage enemies that we kill as well. This is good. I like that quite a lot. Okay, let's go to resource harvesting. Asteroid belts. In this system we've got Scordite and Veldspar, so let's go and get them. Right click in space, select asteroid belts. We'll just go to the first one.
Warp drive active.
And I have this little drones control panel here, which I'll just make some room for. Right click the drones, move them into a folder. There they are. Okay, we have some NPCs mining in here and 1 player. And apparently there's plenty of ore here as well. To use your mining scanner, you click this mining surveyor. And it will colour all the rocks blue and yellow. Yellow being higher value, blue being lower value. But we're not here for the money. We're here for the ore. Just the actual amount of ore. This faint circle here is the capacity of your mining hold. So it's quite good that you can see that. Now if we right click the mining surveyor and open the scan results window, now we get a list of everything which is in this asteroid belt. Click this graph icon here. We can sort them by value, by type, or alphabetically. We just sort by value. So apparently Scordite 3 grade is worth 167 ISK per cubic meter. Because we've got the mining chipset fitted, we get all this additional information about the volume of ore in each asteroid and how much the asteroid in total is worth. So that's another good reason to fit the chipset. So let's just find some Veldspar. This guy looks like he's over here. The NPC are happily mining away over here, so I'm going to go this way. One other thing you may want to do in asteroid belts is to turn on your tactical overlay. There we are, it makes everything much more visible. The red dotted line is my maximum targeting range. When I mouse over my scoped mining lasers, they have a range of 16. That's also another reason why they're better than Miner 1. Miner 1's range is 10. So these things mine more and they mine further away, so they're absolutely fantastic. Looks like we're coming into range already. So I'll just lock up a couple of Veldspars, put my overview back to normal. When you've got the chipset fitted, you get this health bar on ores, so I'll put 1 miner on each, and when you click on the rocks it gives you all the information from the scan results window. Now we're in 0.9, so there will not be any NPC here, but if I was to go like semi-AFK when I was mining somewhere else in 0.8 or 0.7, you just drag your drones into space to launch them. There they are, the little dudes, and you click this setting here. That will make that compact mode. you click this gear wheel icon here, you set them to auto attack. That means if any NPC aggress you, your drones will respond and attack them. That means you can kind of go semi-AFK. They will not attack players, so if any players come in who are suspect or criminal, the drones will not attack them and get you involved in PvP. They only defend you against NPCs, but it's quite a nice setting. So you can put your drones out. I'm just going to recall them. Right, let's do some math. This ship's mining hold is 5,000 cubic meters. And we get 33 cubic meters per 15 seconds. Oh, really 32.96. It kind of rounds it up to 33. So that's 66. So if we go to utilities, open the in-game calculator, 5,000 divided by 66, 75, call it 76 cycles times 15 seconds is 1,040, divide that by 60, it's going to take me 19 minutes to fill up my hold. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back into this same site and I'll grab this scordite as well. What I'm going to do as well, this is the beacon, this is where we land, so we had to move to get over here. So I'm just going to hold control, tap B to open the save my spot in the system, or you can open the locations UI and click add location. Both of them open this thing, we'll just call it, or we'll save this location so I can warp directly to the spot I am at now instead of warping here and then moving. It might save me like 10 seconds, but you know what? A saving is a saving. One other thing I may do is open the utilities and the login messages and just drag it down. This will show any mining critical successes we get. And hopefully we'll get at least one whilst I'm doing this. So I'll just go away for 19 minutes and we'll see how much we've got, and then I'll come back and I'll grab the scordite, and then I will bring you guys back when we have the Veldspar and the scordite. This is how I'm going to be playing the game today, just mining for like 2 hours, but it is 225 career points. Here we are, 19 minutes later, we're full. We did get one crit, it's actually scrolled all the way down off the bottom of the log, but we did get one critical, but we're now full. And you will notice that sometimes we get 329 units of Veldspar, sometimes we've got 330. That is because, as we know, the miners are actually doing 32.96 and not 33. So if we were getting exactly 33, it would be 330 all the time. But sometimes it gives us 329 to kind of balance it out. This last one, 148, was all the room I had in my cargo hold. And the cargo hold indicator has gone yellow and it's telling us we're full, so let's go and dock.
Warp drive active.
I said I was going to bring you back for the scordite, but what I forgot is that we actually have some boosters in this station. If we search for booster, here we go. We have this mining range booster and the mining yield booster. And this will give us 10% extra mining yield for 4 hours. So that's going to come in handy. That will save me 10%.
Docking request accepted.
10% of my day is just got much easier. So let's offload the Veldspar. We'll scroll down, find the mining booster, yield booster 2, and consume it. There we go. So for 4 hours I've got 10% more mining yield, and we might as well take the mining range. This will increase our optimal range. It says optimal range for lasers, mining lasers. Lasers don't have an optimal, they just have a range. They mine exactly the same at the edge of the range as they do at 0 meters. So we'll just take that. So for 4 hours we've got longer range as well. So now we can right click in space, find locations, and go to the little bookmark we made.
Active.
And now our miner's range is 19.2 and the mining amount is 36.26, so that's going to speed up my day by 10%. And the extra range is nice because it means I might have to move a little bit less, which will save me a few seconds here and there as well. Every little helps, it all adds up over a long session. So we're back to our custom bookmark. I'll just run the scanner again. Now we have these various ore grades. What is all this about? When we look at normal scordite, show info. When we reprocess it, it will give us 150 tritanium and 110 pyrite. Grade 2 will give us 5% more, so 158 and 114. Grade 3 will give us 10% more, 165 and 119. Now the Air Career program doesn't care which grade we mine, So I'm just going to grab the grade 3 and then the grade 2, and we'll leave the grade 1 for last. So as I said, I'll keep doing this, and then when we're done in this system, we'll go one jump away to Ice Store and I'll grab the plagioclase. And then when we're done there, I will select pyroxeres. I'll go 8 jumps to Jark, and then we'll go looking for Kernite, because I do want to get that. Right, you join me on the way to getting the pyroxeres. I've been flying around with the resource harvesting panel open, and it turns out in the next system which we're about to enter just now, there is a Kernite and Umber deposit here. So let's have a look at that, see if there is any Kernite left and how much of it we can grab. We still have our active boosters. Right click, anomalies, average, Kernite and Umber deposit, warp to 0. Thank you very
Warp
much.
drive active.
We're too far away from anyone else to see what their anomalies are, so let's have a look in here. We'll turn the tactical scanner on. 40 people in local, wow. Okay, I think 39 of them are going to be in this anomaly. Mining, hey, there is some Kernite here. Alright, let's do it. Come to me, beautiful Kernite. There's some Kernite 3 grade as well, and doesn't look like that's, where is it being mined? I'll just grab the Kernite 1 grade, because I don't think anyone else is mining that at the moment. They're going for the high grade stuff. I'll have a look at this guy and follow where his beams are going. Oh, I can't see. Right, so look at this Kernite ore. Okay, this guy's getting Umber 3 grade. What is the retriever mining? He is mining Kernite 2 grade and Kernite 3 grade. Yeah, okay. This is good. All the big boys in their big, better ships than me, with more skills than me, are getting all the higher grade ores. I am quite happy with my little baby Kernite, because that's all I need. Here we go, we've got some already. So, hopefully we'll be able to get some Kernite in here. Turn on the old tactical camera so we can see what we're doing. Decent sized rocks as well. I'm just going to double click kind of somewhere towards here. These guys have all got combat drones and salvage drones out, so if any bad guys do appear, because this is 0.8, it will spawn NPCs. We'll just do that by distance now and get the Kernite Mark 1. Alright, hopefully in 17 minutes I'll be full of Kernite, and then we won't have to go and do the career agent. This is good. But I'm assuming these big guys are going to just chew through this Kernite pretty quick. But we'll see what happens. Oh no. Lots more people have joined this mining site, and the rocks are being absolutely decimated. I'm very close to what I need, but these rocks are just getting massive bites taken out of them by all these other people. Oh no. Oh, this is going to end badly. Come on, just give me what I need, please. In fact, let's track it. Industrialist, resource harvesting, Kernite, track. Just need 100 more units. That's all I need. Come on. 98. 68. 47. 37, I should say. 7. Hey, we got it. God. Nope, still need 7 units. We didn't get it. The asteroid was depleted by someone else. Yes, we got it. Wow. That was intense. Look at how many people are in here. And they're all in mining barges. Oh, there's an Orca as well, a mining command ship. Wow. And as you see, big massive chunks of the ore is just being absolutely devoured by everyone. Wow, that was horrible. Did not enjoy that.
The asteroid is depleted.
Come on, let's get the last of this Kernite too. Well, we got what we needed, only just. God, that was absolutely nerve-wracking. And there we go.
The asteroid is depleted.
Now, how much have we actually got? 3983 plus 61. Is that going to be enough for us to refine? How much of this do we need to refine? 4,000 units. 38 plus 61. I don't think we've got any Kernite at home. Yeah, it looks like I sold the Kernite that I mined in career agent, so we might need to find one more Kernite rock from somewhere, just to fill up the hold completely, just to give us 4,000 units that we can refine. Or of course we can just buy some more Kernite. Maybe we'll just buy it. That's probably the easier way. How much do we need to fill up this cargo hold completely? 5,000 minus 4744.8 is 255.2. Divide that by Kernites 1.2. We only need to buy 212 Kernites, so we'll view market details. Looks like there's some for sale here. I'm just going to go and buy this. It's by far the easiest thing to do. I don't care if I just spent 200,000 ISK. It was the easiest thing to do.
Warp drive active.
It just so happens that the system we were passing through is Rennes, which is one of the two Minmatar trading hubs. This is Rennes, this is in Minmatar. The other one is Heck, which is in the Metropolis region. They're in different regions, but they're only actually 4 jumps apart. I have put them all here. No, 6 jumps apart apparently. I'm sure they're 4 jumps apart, but I did have to avoid one system which was under a pirate insurgency. Do not want to wander into there inadvertently.
Permission requested. Docking request accepted.
That would be a very bad thing. And now we have all the Kernite we need. I'm going to take it all the way back home before I go to Jark and get the peroxides. This is because we can refine it, and that will give us the isogen we need, so we can start the production job on the frigate. That's going to take like an hour and a half, and that'll give me plenty of time to come all the way back here, get the peroxides, take that home, and then maybe we can build a destroyer as well, get even more career points. Here we are, home again with our stuff. Some of it we mined, a little tiny bit of it I bought, so let's select all the ore and reprocess it. Plenty of minerals, lovely. And then we'll double click this frigate blueprint. There we are, got all the materials, it's all in blue. Anything we didn't have would be in orange. Gonna take an hour and a half, cost us 22,000 ISK. There we go. And that gives us 500,000 ISK for completing the manufacture an item daily goal, so thank you for that. And it's just, we've done all 4 of these in one fell swoop. I've still got to go back to Jark and get the peroxides. So that's what I am going to go and do now. And I'll bring you back when we're back here with even more ores. Well, this is nice. It turns out that Jark, the system of the peroxides, is also an Edencom fortress, which is providing an extra 10% bonus to my mining speed. Hurrah! Do we have any 3 grade peroxides? No, we'll just go for some 2 grade. That's going to be good enough. Right, this should not take me very long at all then. Happy days. As I said, I'll see you back home when I'm full of peroxides. Easy. Right, we are back with my peroxides, so let's reprocess this. There we go, even more stuff, even more career points. We've got all these career point gifts to claim, so let's claim all of these. So as you see, Enforcer is now at 595, Industrialist is 645. We've blown straight past the 1500 career point total. We're on 1715. We now have the 85,000 skill points. And remember, we have to leave 20,000 alone because they were ones we're not supposed to have. We've got all these crates, so we'll just open all these, see what's in here. There's a blueprint, and there's another blueprint. Frigate, destroyer, and cruiser. Nice. Right, now we have all the skills we need. Let's speak about the ship fit. This is the fit I have made. It's a rupture, as we said. The high slots, we have 4 650mm artillery, and I've gone for the prototype siege cannon, which are the meter level 3. If you go to attributes and find meter level somewhere, meter level 3. If we go to variations, Tech 1 comes from meter level 0, which is a 650mm artillery cannon 1. There we go, meter level 0. And it goes all the way up to meter level 4, which is the scout artillery, with meter level being a numeric guide as to the quality of the item, with higher being better. So higher meter level stuff will have longer range, more damage, better tracking, things like that, but a higher price tag. Meter level 5 is Tech 2, and Tech 2 requires lots of skills. Meter level 6 to 18, I think, is the highest meter level in the game, is all your faction, storyline and officer stuff. So I've gone for the prototype siege because they're meter level 3, a little tiny bit less performance in meter level 4, but significantly cheaper. Gone for an auto targeting system 1 in the other high slot, just to give us passive extra maximum targets. Not that it really helps us all that much, because we've only got targeting skill, what is our target management 3. So you begin the game with the ability to use to target 2 things. We've got level 3, that adds +1, so we can only have 5, so we don't even need the auto-targeter at all. In fact, I'll just take it off. We'll just leave that high slot empty. Get our tracking computer to increase the range and tracking of our guns to make them more accurate. 10 meganewton enduring afterburner so it can move fast and get itself into range, keep speed up, lower the incoming damage. Defense wise, it's got a reactive armor hardener and an enduring armor repairer, and it has a medium compact cap battery and a cap recharger to provide enough capacitor to run all those things. And we've also got 3 compact gyro stabilizers which add rate of fire and damage to our weapons, 2 more capacitor control circuit rigs just to give us enough cap to be cap stable. We do need all 4 cap things. And I've put an auxiliary nano pump which increases the amount per cycle that the armor repairer repairs. So this is looking pretty good. Before we add any skills to this ship, we have 89.5 DPS. That's appalling. We know that the Thrasher Destroyer does like 150. This cruiser will have much longer range and be much more survivable. So at the moment, because we have no skills, remember we don't have any skills for the ship or the guns, each level of ship skill will give us more damage and tracking speed, and the gun skill will give us more damage as well, so that's going to go up dramatically. We now have the ability to use drones, so we'll be adding damage from those. The range is between 11 and 31, I believe. Yes, that's going to be fine. I mean, that's a nice long range. Speed is 504. The repairer does 32 hit points a second, and the ship is capacitor stable at 42.3%. That is before we add any skills. So let's actually add some skills. Let's improve this fit. So we go to gunnery, medium projectile turret. We're going to do level 1 and level 2.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
Minmatar cruiser. We're going to do level 1 and level 2.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
Light to drone operation I want at level 2. We did that previously. Drones I want at level 3.
Skill training completed.
Drone avionics, I think we can bring that up one more level. That adds extra
skill training completed.
Range to our drone control bonus. Drone control range starts at 25 kilometers. We've added 2 levels of this, so that's extended by 10, so we can send our drones 35 kilometers away, which is round about the same distance that our guns operate at, so that's why I did that. Trajectory analysis, I believe, is fall-off range, which will extend our range even more. That's good. We'll bring that to level 2.
Skill training completed.
Go to armor and repair systems. I want that up at level 2. And
Skill
level 3.
Completed.
This speeds up the cycle time of our armor repairer, so it will give more hit points per second, but obviously require more capacitor because it's running faster. Acceleration control to make our afterburner work better. This increases the speed bonus from afterburners by 5% per level, so let's do that to level 2.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
Back in the gunnery selection, I'm going to do motion prediction level 3. This increases our tracking speed, therefore our accuracy.
Skill training.
Sharpshooter increases the optimal range, so we'll do that as well.
Skill training completed.
And now we're going to go to social. And the social skill itself increases your standings per mission by 5% per mission. But I'm going to take it all the way to level 3.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
Simply so
Skill
this
training completed.
opens negotiation and connections and diplomacy. Right, we've still got 9,000 to play with, so we'll do negotiation. This gives you more agent pay per mission, so we'll take that to level 2.
Skill training completed.
There we go. Connections gives you
training completed.
Just a straight increase in your standings. Our standings at the moment are 1.38, so we'll do 2 levels of connections.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
There we go. And now when we check our standings, we're at 2.07. Yay! Just a straight increase. When we mouse over it, the base standings is 1.38 and the skill bonus from 2 levels of connections is 0.69, which is nice. and puts us up to 207. That's pretty good. And we've still got 2,712 to play with. So we'll do evasive manoeuvring, which is in navigation. This increases the align time of our ship, which gets us into warp sooner, lets us orbit things faster and make tighter orbits. So we'll do that to level 2.
Skill training completed.
And that leaves us with 383 unallocated skill points. I'm just going to allocate 383 of those to surgical strike. And that puts us down to the 20,000, which I'm not allowed to touch because I shouldn't have them. Right, and that is all the skills we're going to spend. Now let's have a look what this did to our fitting. Everything's gone blue because we can now use it. Let's load the guns. Select 3 drones because we now have drones level 3. We can use 3 drones. So the DPS has gone from 89 to 142. That's much more like it. The range has gone up a tiny little amount from 11 to 31 to 11 to 33. Every little helps. Speed has gone from 504 to 531. Hit points per second repaired has gone from 32 to 35.7. And the ship is still cap stable at 34.3. That's pretty good. Right, we're going to have to go and buy this thing now, and this is going to give us a problem. We're going to need something like 23 million, and at the minute we only have 18, because remember, our Thrasher exploded during the Epic Arc, and I had to repurchase it. It looks like we can sell both of our Wreath haulers, and that will bring in another 4 million. We can sell the Rifters and the Slasher and the other Venture, so we'll assemble one of the 2 Wreaths. We'll fit it up. Type in cargo, because I know that the career agents give you some expanded cargo holds, so we'll just slap all these on. I believe they give us a stabilizer as well. Yeah, and eye stab. Right, now this thing has a huge cargo hold of 5,000, so we're going to have to sell as many things as we can. I believe 2 Rifters is like 5,000, yep. And we have this medium hope armor repairer, which is worth 250,000. We'll take that. I don't think anything else in our inventory is worth selling. Maybe some of the minerals. We do have 2.225 million worth of minerals. How about the ores? 23,000. Okay, what if we work out how many minerals we need for this destroyer and put them aside and then sell all the rest? That's not a bad idea. So titanium, 72,000. Pyrite, 13.5, Mixalon, 4,500, and Isogen, 900. So apparently all the rest of this can now get sold. Okay, we've got 2 million of stuff in the cargo, plus the million or so that we'll get for selling the ship itself. And it says 2 million for a Wreath. So I'm going to go to Rennes, which is the main market hub of the Minmatar. I know I said there's Heck and Rennes. Rennes is just better than Heck. Heck's just pretty bad. When I get there, we'll sell everything on the ship, apart from the cargo expanders and the eye stab, and then we'll sell the ship itself, and we'll see how much money we've got. On the way to Rennes, I've looked up how much the Rupture is. Looks like at the trade hub it's 15.1 million, but someone is selling 48 of them for only 14 million. Let's have a look at the location. It's in Traer, which is in High Sec. Is it a High Sec route all the way? Okay, it is. Apparently these are, like, that will save us a decent amount of money. So I think that's as cheap as we're going to get. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to buy that. There we go. 14 million gone. We're down to 4 million. So all we need to do is to buy all the parts to go on the ship.
Warp drive active.
So we can do that as well as we're on the way. Right click the guns, view market details. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to buy these, and they're 250,000 each, so that's going to be 2 million. That's a little bit ouchy. So we'll just browse the others on the market. Ship equipment, turrets and launchers, projectile turrets, artillery cannons, medium. Gallon cannon, 220,000. Carbine howitzer 1, only 100,000. Scout artillery 1. It looks like the carbines are the cheapest ones. What are these? MITI level 1. They'll do, you know. That'll do. 4 of these. It's only 400,000.
Warp drive active.
We don't even need the auto-targeting system, so I'm not going to buy that. Let's have a look at this. Apparently this is cheapest in this system, so I'll buy that. This is like extreme budgeting. Systems marked in yellow or along your current route path. That's why I'm buying them from there, because I know that my current route is safe. For instance, Amamaki is cheapest, but Amamaki to get there, it's in Losec. We can change that by going to this icon in the top right of the market, and we shall say show orders, deselect nullsec losec. So now we're only seeing orders which are in safe space. I believe the last thing we bought was the tracking computer. Right. Gyro stabilizers, how much are those? 225. How much are gyro stab 1? 86,000. How much money have we got? 4 million? We'll go for the gyro stabilizer 1, why not? We need 3 of these. We are budgeting as much as we can. Armor repairer, reactive armor. We could not buy a reactive armor hardener, and we could instead purchase an armor resistance membrane. This energized membrane.
Warp drive active.
And if we go to this filter in the top left, we can filter by skills, which will only show us things we have skills for. That's much cheaper. That's half the price of that. The reactive armor hardener starts off with 15 resistance to all, but it dynamically moves them around. So if you're only being shot with one thing, it will move it to 60 in that and 0 and all the rest. The multi-spectrum membranes do not, it just stays at 15. I believe the compact version is 16.9, so a little bit more. Is it worth 300,000 for 1 point something extra? Don't think so, we'll just buy the cheapest one we can. Auxiliary nano, we kind of need the capacitor control circuit for the capacitor. Looks like Eister is the cheapest place by 4,000. Why not? We need 2 of these, so we'll buy that. Alright, looks like we can buy the ship. Nano pump. That's kind of a luxury. It's just increasing the armor repairer amount. We do still have 2 million remaining. That would be almost all of our money. We need to buy some Hornet 1s, 3 of them. I store 3 of these like that. And we need to buy ammunition as well. Quite a lot of ammunition. There you go, 500,000 on ammo. Okay, so the only thing we haven't got is the nano pump rig. We've had to economise, we've had to change the fit and scrape together all the little bits and bobs that we could. And I'm going to have to fly around to all these stations and pick up all the bits and assemble them somewhere. But here we are in Rennes, about to sell all this stuff, which is apparently worth 2 million, and we'll see how much it's actually worth. The estimated price is weird. So we're only going to get 210 for these, and not 362, because this is a game-wide average.
Docking permission requested. Docking request.
So the estimated price, you never actually get that, because it's a game-wide average. But we'll just do all this. Sell all this stuff. Goodbye minerals. Go 800,000 for all that. Sell the 2 rifters. 388 for that. That's the stuff we wanted to buy. I'm going to right click this ship, strip the fitting, or leave the ship, it doesn't really matter. Right click the ship, repackage it. When you repackage it, it ejects all the modules that were in it anyway. Let's sell this wreath. There you go, we got another 1 million. Right, so we're on 4 million, that's not too bad. Right, I'm going to have to board a Corvette. 120. Can we get everything on board this one ship? Hey, we can. Right, I'm going to go and pick up all the parts for the ship. Do I want to buy the nano pump? Maybe we'll do that at a later date. I don't think we're going to need a nano pump. First thing we need to do is to find the ship itself. Rather than clicking through all this, you can go to search and you can type in category : ship. And this will just limit your search to ships only. Right, that is apparently where the rupture is, so let's go and get it. This is going to be a lot of flying around for me. I'll just bring you back when I'm in the final place with the final part of the ship. And after a decently long length of time running around picking up all the parts, we're here. This is our new cruiser, our cobbled together ultra budget low performance cruiser, but it's all we could afford. So let's take a look at the fit and how it compares to the quote unquote dream fit that we couldn't build because we didn't have enough money. We're on 126 DPS. The previous one had 142. That's because we're using cheaper gyro stabilizers and less powerful meta weapons. The range is 10 to 32 instead of 11 to 33. That's not a huge problem. The speed's the same. The repair has gone down from 35.7 to 31.1 hit points a second. Not a huge problem. So I think it will still be alright for level 2 missions. So let's get some level 2s. I've already identified a level 2 agent. There's 2 of them in the system of Vulat, just 2 jumps away. But before we go, we have spent so long picking up parts from all over the region that our frigate has now been built. So we'll double click the destroyer, and because we know that we retained enough minerals to build a destroyer, we'll begin to construction on that. One thing I'm also going to do is to take 4 salvagers with us, because this ship has, no, it's got 5 high slots, in which case I shall take the salvager off of our venture and we shall carry that with us as well. A, because salvage makes money, and B, because there is a salvaging need in the industrialist career. Salvage 10x, we've done 2 out of 10. Whilst I was mining the peroxides, we did get attacked by one single NPC. Our 2 little baby drones took care of it, and then I salvaged the wreck. We didn't get anything from the wreck, but we salvaged it anyway. So I'll be salvaging as we go, just to hit these to get more career points. Because as we know, if we get industrialist to 750, we will get 100,000 skill points. Is there anything else I need to take with me? I don't think so. Maybe the hard shell booster? The hard shell booster increases your armor repairer by 5% for 30 minutes. I don't think we're going to need to take that with us or consume it. So let's go to Vulat. And here we are in a station with a level 2 security agent. And he wants us to do the Sevens brothel. Now there's no icon here telling us who they are, but I'm assuming it's going to be mercenaries, and that's good because mercenaries are weakest to kinetic and thermal, and the ammunition which I accidentally bought, because I should have bought fusion, but I bought phase plasma M, and that does kinetic and thermal, so accidentally I brought the correct ammunition. We're being paid 69,000 ISK, nice, and 107 loyalty points for doing this mission. If we complete it within 1 hour and 36 minutes, we will get another 71,000. It is 1 jump away, so let's accept. And see if our new ship gets exploded straight away, or whether we crush this level 2 mission. Right, here we are, get a little introductory blurb about the mercenaries we're fighting. We know that the fit's capped stable, so just turn everything on, apart from the afterburner, because it doesn't work in warp. Range-wise, I really want to fight somewhere around, well, between 10 and 32. That's what, 22, divide that by half, so about 21. So right-click this keep it range button, set it to 21,000. This will line us up with whatever we're shooting at that range. So we'll pick this guy, turn the afterburner on to get moving. Check my drone control range is 30 kilometers. 30? Fair enough. 30 kilometers. Not too many enemies. There is a cruiser here, but that's not going to be an issue. If we go to this HUD settings and configure ship health alert, put the armor on 50%, shield, leave that in 50. So if we hear the armor warning go off at 50%, we know we might want to think about leaving. I haven't grouped my weapons because I want to see the hit quality. Which will either be glances off, grazes, hits, penetrate, smash or wreck. Glances off and grazes do less than the listed damage. Hits basically does exactly your listed damage. Penetrate does about 1.2. Smashes does up to 1.5. And wrecks are like a 1% chance and they do 3 times damage. There's the 50% shield warning that we don't really care about. Okay, this guy is now aggressed us. Now your hit quality is somewhat RNG, but it is directly linked to your accuracy, so the more accurate you can get, such as using the keep it range button to keep yourself lined up, the better quality hits you will get. So you can actually do over your listed damage. Just going to move the message a little bit further over to the left so we can read it properly. There we go. Keep this guy at range. Hits, 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 hits. Not bad getting hits on small, fast frigates. I'll take that. And a glance off and then a wreck. That wrecking shot would have done triple the normal damage, but he only had 6 hit points left, and that was enough to annihilate him. Just get rid of this dude as well. Just going to right click and remove the wrecks from the overview for now. Now it's just us versus the cruiser. Cruiser versus cruiser beatdown. I think we're going to win. This guy's resistances... I'm not sure if he's shield tanked or armor tanked. We'll add them together, so that's 60 explosive, 70 kinetic, 55 thermal. That's good because most of our weapon does thermal. And 85 EM. Then the only thing he's really hitting us with is missiles, which happen to fire every now and again. He is trying to hit us, but he's not doing a great job. We're just smashing him to pieces. I believe we've got to destroy the brothel as well, so we'll just approach that now. And there he goes. Apparently we can leave. But this brothel, if I right click, is marked as a dead space overseer structure. That means it might very well drop some loot. And because we're completely dirt poor, I'm going to take the time to just blow this thing up. Because I am just going to dock in the nearest station in this system and fit 5 salvagers to the high slots, come back here, salvage everything, grab all the loot. And I'll probably go and destroy that sentry tower as well. A, because it's 30,000 ISK, and B, because it has a chance to drop some ammunition as loot. And we need every ISK we can get. Well, there's a cargo can I shall inspect later. Just go and blow up the sentry tower. Didn't even bother putting my drones out. Didn't need it. The artillery worked just fine. It's like long range is nice in PvE. When you're fighting things like frigates, they tend to have short range guns, and if you can hit them before they can get into range, that's good. If you're fast enough to keep them at your longer range, they can never get into range, so you're safe. There are longer range ammunitions I could have used, such as carbonized lead, which goes all the way out to 55, but the DPS goes down to 67. Absolutely tickling things, but we can shoot all the way out to our targeting range of 55. Same with nuclear and proton. Same damage, they just do slightly different damage types. Proton's mainly EM, little bit of kinetic. Nuclear is mostly explosive, little bit of kinetic. And carbonized lead, I believe, is mostly kinetic and a little bit of explosive. Fusion, EMP, and phase plasma are your short range high damage. Same damage, 126 for each of them. Again, just do slightly different things. EMP does mostly EM, fusion does mostly explosive, phase plasma does kinetic and thermal. Titanium sabo and depleted uranium are your middle of the range ammos. Range bonus 0. Depleted uranium kind of does an equal spread of everything but EM, and titanium sabo does mostly kinetic. But the good thing about the 0 range ammos is that they do actually increase your tracking speed as well. So maybe we might want to have some depleted uranium just for longer range works. You fight about 35 kilometers.
Warp drive active.
And obviously it will increase your tracking speed. So the tracking goes up to 14.85. When at the minute it's 12.37. Oh, that was easy. Let's go and switch over to salvagers and we'll go and salvage all these wrecks and see what loot we found. Right, made it back safe and sound. Here's all the loot we got. It was absolute garbage. Some janitors were in the brothel. We got a little booster. We got a couple of afterburners. I mean, that's not great. 124,000 ISK. And we didn't even get any proper salvage. All the salvage we got was metal scraps. Oh dear. But we have got 107 loyalty points, so we'll complete that mission. And that gives us 500,000 from our 4th and final daily goal. Thank you. Earn 50 loyalty points for any reason. And I believe that gives us some air career. Yes, we've earned 50 loyalty points and 100, and we manufactured a frigate. And that's going to give us something else. So we'll claim all that as well. That gave us a medium cargo hold optimization. Might sell that. It's worth a couple of 100,000. But the question was, can you get to and run level 2 missions on the second day of your life in EVE Online? And the answer is yes. We had to scrimp and save and do a lot of flying around to cobble together this bargain basement level 2 fitted cruiser, but we managed it. So I don't know what we'll do on this character next. Maybe something on day 3. I don't know when that'll be, but come back for that and we'll see what we can do. We're very close to getting 300,000 more skill points. Industrialist is not far away. The destroyer is in the oven, so we've got 25 career points. Will be sitting waiting for us. I've salvaged 8 out of 10 wrecks, so we just need to do another 42 wrecks, do 20 distribution agents, do 20 mining agents, and that will be industrialist done. Enforcer, loyalty points, just run a few more level 2 missions. I'll complete all of these. Combat, we're on 240. Just need to kill another 5 enemy ships to get that, and then another 50 on top of that. Bounties, we're on 1.5 million. Again, if we keep killing things, then we'll get more. I believe there's another one which is kill 75 enemies in a destroyer or a cruiser. Where's that? Is that in Soldier of Fortune? Yes. Kill 75 enemies using a cruiser. We've done 8 out of 75. So we'll just keep running missions and we'll probably get 300,000 skill points. So I'll go away and probably spend another month or so working out what to spend 300,000 skill points on. And until then, do look after yourself, and I'll speak to you again soon.